Hey, how's it going, folks? Welcome back to TUTV. My name's Jack.
I'm Lily.
And if you haven't realized already,
it's Halloween.
It's Halloween, folks.
It's really weird.
It's our special Halloween episode.
Yeah, I haven't dressed up in like 3 years.
Really?
Yeah.
I dress up like every year, but this is the only year that I haven't dressed up. The very first year.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I just went as myself this year.
Okay. I didn't know you liked wearing makeup.
What do you mean? What are you dressed up as?
I'm dressed up as a camp counselor. I
sweet.
couldn't find my Gaston costume, so this is where we are, folks.
No, it's good. I like it. It's a good backup.
Thank you.
Were you much of like a camp kid growing up? Like, did you go?
Oh yeah, no. I went to one camp for like 7 years and was like a camp counselor there. So a lot of this I've already owned because.
Okay. Is it like the iconic camp, you know, with like the lake and the log cabins and that kind of stuff?
They didn't have a lake. They had a pool.
Okay.
And we would go backpacking. So I guess iconic in that way.
Right. Yeah. I never went into a camp besides like like basketball camp. Does that count?
Yeah.
The basketball camp count. It's the same thing, except they make you work.
Yeah, you're right, but
the exact same thing.
Yeah. Are you excited for anything about Halloween?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be watching some scary movies or something.
Oh.
Going to see some buddies. I don't know. We'll see.
Very nice.
I'm kind of planning ahead, but I'm excited regardless. It's a good one. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in to the special Halloween episode. Enjoy.
See you later.
Hello, and welcome to TUTV News. We have a lot of good news to share with you. My name is Tip Tonkaski.
And I'm Christina Bull. We have a lot of spooky stories for you this week, so let's get started.
Attention to those who still use the iPhone 5. Apple has warned of an update that will soon arrive. According to the company, 9% of active iPhone users are not currently using the latest software update. Those who do not update soon may leave their internet access to an untimely fate. Due to a GPS software patch, after November 3rd, iPhone time and date will no longer match, rendering services such as Safari useless. Apple will periodically release new updates for old iOS versions.
On Sunday, President Trump announced that Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the notorious leader of the Islamic State, died during a U.S. operation in Syria. Special operations troops were flown out Saturday for an assault on a compound in the North Syrian Idlib province, where various terrorist groups were known to reside in. Baghdadi, who was hiding in the compound at the time, retreated to an underground tunnel and detonated an explosive vest, which killed himself and 6 children. While the leader is no longer at large, the government warns that the Islamic State remains a large insurgent force in the area.
Last Friday, Microsoft landed a 10-year deal with the United States Department of Defense. The Joint Enterprise Defense Infrastructure contract is worth $10 billion and will entail the Pentagon working with Microsoft to develop American cybersecurity through cloud computing. According to Wedbush securities analyst Daniel Ives, Microsoft's gain will impact the cloud computing market for years. The result comes as a surprise to competitor Amazon, who worked for the government previously. Amazon has filed a lawsuit against the government, saying that its selection process was discriminatory.
Tens of thousands of people gathered in Barcelona on Sunday to protest the Catalonian separatist movement. The march comes in response to Catalonian protests against the Spanish government for jailing separatist leaders following the 2017 secession attempt. For most of the separatist movement, loyalists in Spain have remained silent until now. According to the election results, the 7.5 million citizens of Catalonia are split evenly on the issue. Unlike the separatist protests, which are known for clashing with police, the Spanish Unity March has been comparatively peaceful.
Saturday morning marked the date of the 2019 Tulsa Federal Credit Union's Tulsa Run. Although the city saw rain for the previous 2 days, participants woke up to favorable race conditions. The race started at 3rd Street and ended at Boston Avenue 15 kilometers later. The race, which began in 1978, has become famous for its long and strenuous challenge, and is special for those admirable few who choose to undertake it.
In an official statement by Vice Chairman Chol of North Korea, the lack of progress in the U.S.-North Korea relationship will lead to strain between the two countries. In the last discussion, there was a year-end deadline set by North Korea for coming up with mutual terms to disarm the peninsula. However, there has been very little international dialogue since the February summit. During the summer, North Korea resumed its missile test, which is speculated to hint towards the deadline. Discussing the lack of progress, Chol said the U.S. would be, quote, unwise to ignore the deadline, end quote. So, tell me about your costume.
Well, what would you like to know about it?
What are you?
As you can see, I am very clearly Mecha Godzilla, if you can't tell by my giant protruding spikes down my back, my robotic eyes, my tail, and my giant luxurious silken cape.
You know, I see it now.
Now, who else could I be if not Mecha Godzilla?
You know, I really don't know that. Now that you've explained that to me, I see it.
That's good fruit punch. Well, as you can plainly see, there's plenty of time, good stuff to be had here. I'll see you next time at TUTV News. My name's Tip Tongsky.
And I'm Christina.
We'll see you next time.
Hey, how's it going, guys? Today we're here with Kara, John, and Elise. They're going to talk to us a bit about TU's upcoming theater production. First of all, thank you guys for coming out here.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Yeah, so before we get into the upcoming theater production, how many years have you been at TU?
We are all seniors, actually.
All of you guys, okay, yeah. Exciting. So you've been doing theater all 4 years, or?
Yep. Yes.
Okay, so you guys are veterans.
Yes, we're musical theater majors.
Okay.
And I'm a straight theater major with an emphasis in lighting design.
Okay, cool. So tell us, well, obviously, the upcoming production is Falsettos,
yes,
which everyone's super excited about. So give us a bit of a rundown for this quick summary, a synopsis, if you will, not spoiling too much, for the people that don't know the play.
So Falsettos takes place in late 1970s New York, and it's about a Jewish family and the turmoil they're going through. So Marvin, who's played by John here, leaves his wife, which is me, and his 12-year-old son for a man. And it's the chaos that ensues, and it's all about love and change and family and kind of all of the things that come with that.
And really how family is something that can transcend like the nuclear family.
Yeah.
How it reaches outside of what you'd consider to be conventional, especially in the changing times in the late 70s and early 80s when homosexuality was starting to become more of a conversation, and then the AIDS epidemic happened. So this show tackles a whole slew of problems and how that affects people even outside the community.
Right, all while being a musical as well.
Yes.
Right? So lots of singing and
only singing.
Only singing.
Right. So you mentioned only singing. Is that like how many is it regular dialogue mixed with singing, or is it mostly just all singing?
It's mostly just music. There's about 42 songs in the show, and there's no dialogue unless it's been written into a show. I think we count there's like less than 24 lines in the entire show.
So how long is the entire show with 42 songs?
It's about 2 hours.
Two
It's
hours.
about 1 hour each.
About 2 hours with an intermission.
Okay, wow.
So each song
Impressive.
flows like seamlessly into the next.
Yeah.
Right. So you're doing lighting, right? So what are some of the like behind the scenes things that people don't think about, like that's tough or like that's really complicated that people that watch the show can't really see?
I think a lot of people who don't really know a lot about theater just take for granted the fact that the actors are in costumes and in makeup and on a set that's painted. Really everything that's related to the lighting, sound, costumes, all of that can be taken for granted.
Right, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So obviously that goes the same for us here at TUTV. I know we got a lot of people working behind the scenes, so definitely for them, they gotta give them props because they make it run. So thanks for that. But for people that are on the stage, what are some things that we don't consider when watching you guys? What's like the hard thing that's like always on your mind?
I think for this show specifically, the sheer amount of lyrics and notes, and there's only 7 people in this cast, and so a lot of times we are all on our own parts at the same time, and so maintaining those really tight harmonies and really being on top of your work is super important.
Right. There's so much like preparation and work on the early side that goes into making the production strong, and our job as actors is to try to make it look like that this is easy and that we're human and that nothing is difficult, so we can play the characters. And so I think trying to juggle all the different moving parts that we've been constantly adding on top of since the beginning, but making it still seem easy and natural.
Yeah, I bet that probably is super complicated. So I'm not much of a musical buff myself, but obviously you guys at least have some history with that. So what are some of your favorites? Or let me give you the top one.
My favorite musical is Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horror. Okay. What's a quick synopsis of that?
So
how about this? 5 words or less.
Oh God.
This is gonna be a good one.
Yeah.
Alien plant takes over the world. That's
that works. I'll take it.
Yeah, that tracks.
I love it already.
I've been listening to Hadestown pretty much religiously since it came out.
Yeah.
And so it's currently on Broadway right now. Quick synopsis. It's the story of Eurydice and Orpheus in like a New Orleans jazz bar.
Okay.
So it's really cool.
It's really cool. One of my all-time favorites that actually got me into theater is Anything Goes, and I guess the quick synopsis is cabaret singer, lovebirds, and gangster are all on a cruise ship.
Okay.
Yeah.
The only musical that I've like really gone into and enjoyed was Sweeney Todd.
Oh, that's a
Which
good
a
one.
quick synopsis of that would be Barbara goes crazy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a great
And
Halloween
cuts a little too
It's a good Halloween musical.
and cuts a little too close, I guess you could say. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, for people that want to come see the show, when is it, and how do we watch it?
Friday, Saturday night at 8 p.m.
Yes.
Sunday at 1 o'clock and at 7 o'clock. You can get tickets online at the TU Theater website or in person. And Friday night is free for students with your student ID.
And this is this week.
This
Yes,
week.
it's this
Coming up.
In a few days.
Yeah.
All right, exciting. Well, thank you guys for coming out here. I'm sure everyone's excited to see it. So thanks again.
Thank
course.
you.
Thanks for having
us.
See ya.
No sports.
Welcome to the University of Tulsa Television. I'm Severus Snape.
And I'm Kyle Schlongley. Let's get in the news this week, dog.
Tulsa women's volleyball claimed their fourth sweep of the season in a tough match against Temple last Friday. All matches were hard fought with scores of 29-27, 26-24, and 27-25 for the final round. Dilara Gedikoglu had a standout performance of 17 kills, 2 aces, and 1 block Friday afternoon. Behind her was Callie Cook with 9 kills and the most blocks at 5 for the Golden Hurricane. TU improved to an 8-3 overall record after the victory over the Owls. Tulsa travels next to UConn to continue their 4-game road trip.
The men's soccer team went into late single overtime with the Memphis Tigers Sunday afternoon. Rooks Hunter gave Tulsa the first lead in the 32nd minute of regulation. Less than 10 minutes later, however, the Tigers scored to tie the game. Both teams competed for the remaining 50 minutes, but neither found the back of the net, forcing overtime. Both teams once again struggled to gain leverage offensively in overtime. However, with 30 seconds left, Memphis scored once more to win the game 2-1. With the loss, the men's team fell to a 4-8 overall and an 0-4 record in the AAC. The Golden Hurricane will continue to look for their first conference win of the season, as they will host Temple on November 1st.
Cody Pearson was crowned ITA Regional Champion for the University of Tulsa tennis team yesterday. The sophomore athlete competed in a singles tournament of 16 teams hosted by the University of Oklahoma. Pearson entered the tournament as the 3rd seed and entered into the finals Monday afternoon after his Sunday upset over the number 2 seed from the University of Iowa. After his 7-6 victory in the semifinals, Pearson obtained an outstanding 6-1, then a 6-3 victory over the number 1 seed from Minnesota. Pearson became the 4th Golden Hurricane to win the tournament and the 1st since 2008.
The 2019 Baseball World Series is coming to a close. The series between Houston and Washington has been everything baseball fans could hope for, especially for the Astros. The Nationals took off and excelled to a 2-0 lead in the series. That came to a halt, however, after Houston turned Game 3's 4-1 victory into a streak of 3 victories over Washington. The Nationals hope to end the Astros' momentum this week as they trail 2-3. The Nationals will need a win tonight to tie the series at 3-3, which would actually force a Game 7 to crown the 2019 World Series champion on Wednesday.
After their 3rd place finish in the Nuttycombe Invitational, the Tulsa men's cross-country team shot up to number 6 in the NCAA rankings. The Golden Hurricane beat 14 of the top 25 teams in Madison, Wisconsin, and only fell to 2 teams in the top 3. The 3rd place finish last Friday gave way for the 22 place jump in the national rankings. Placing 14th in the 245-man race, Tulsa's Peter Lynch was also named American Athletic Conference Athlete of the Week. This sets a great standard with a ton of confidence for the men as they compete in the conference championship on November 1st in Tennessee. So Kyle, do you play Quidditch?
Actually, dog, I haven't even played sports before. And honestly, the fact that you would assume that I, a male, would play sports is incredibly offensive because everyone knows that sports just propagate.
Silencio. Thank you for coming to the University of Tulsa Television Sports Section. See you next week.
Boo. Did we scare you? Welcome back to TUTV Entertainment. I'm Parker Bedlin's Tether.
And I'm Bob Ross. Let's get started today with a nice layer of liquid white and get right into the news.
Rapper Kanye West finally dropped his long-awaited album, Jesus is King, last Friday. The album was released in typical Kanye West fashion, an entire month after the promised release date. Additionally, the Jesus is King documentary hit IMAX theaters that same day. The documentary follows one of West's Sunday services, a weekly music-based church service that inspired the making of the album. The latest album is also West's first full gospel album, featuring a choir and no explicit lyrics.
Post Malone is the most nominated artist at this year's American Music Awards. The acclaimed rapper-singer is nominated for a total of 7 nominations, including Artist of the Year and Collaboration of the Year, among others. Other notable artists that are up for the top awards include Drake, Halsey, Ariana Grande, and Taylor Swift. The American Music Awards is entirely based on fan votes, and it will air on November 24th, 2019.
The Oklahoma Museum of Popular Culture broke ground on its new location in downtown Tulsa last Wednesday. The new museum, also known as OKPOP, will focus on highlighting creative Oklahomans and their impact on popular culture. Some of the artifacts on display will include audio recordings, film, photographs, and other archival materials that represent the creative history of Oklahoma. Construction has just begun on the museum, which will be located in the Tulsa Arts District across from the Caines Ballroom. OKPOP Museum is set to open in late 2021.
Australian psychedelic band Tame Impala has announced a new album to be released next year. The highly anticipated album will be the first full-length record released by the band in nearly 5 years, as a follow-up to the 2015 album titled Currents. Despite the delay in new music, Tame Impala has kept a tight schedule, even headlining at this year's Coachella Music Festival. According to a teaser video released on the band's website, the album titled The Slow Rush will be available sometime in 2020.
Coldplay has also announced upcoming new music, but not in a conventional way. Fans around the world of the long-running alternative band were shocked to find the track list hidden within their local newspaper. The album title, along with the confirmed release date, was found in the classified section among other advertisements. Coldplay has just released a new music video for one of the featured songs, Orphans, which premiered last Friday. The album, Everyday Life, will be released on November 22nd.
Once again, celebrity couple Justin Timberlake and Jessica Biel have taken the Halloween costume game to a whole new level. The pair showed up to a Beverly Hills Halloween party, with Biel dressing up as her husband's younger NSYNC self. Timberlake chose to accompany his wife as her microphone. In an Instagram post by Biel, she captioned the picture saying, quote, "This is what happens when you admit on TV that you don't know any NSYNC songs and you're married to Justin Timberlake," end quote. So I'd like to take this time to show you my latest painting. I call it Bird and the Heart Leaves.
It's kind of lame.
I spent an entire 28 minutes on television painting this for your viewing pleasure.
Yeah, I just don't think it's that good. You know? Isn't art kind of dorky?
But art is so important for children, especially these days.
Yeah, but what are you going to do about it? I mean, you're Bob Ross, you're one of the most calm people ever.
Oh, I'll show you calm. Gotta kill those tellers, you know. Anyways, remember there are no mistakes, only happy accidents. We'll see you next week on TUTV Entertainment.
I think this is technically our second death on TUTV.
Yeah, we're really racking them up.
Yeah. Don't we remember Brett?
I don't remember who that is.
Oh, makes sense. He died.
So, what's your favorite Halloween movie?
Okay. I have the series of like the Halloween movies. So
okay.
the one these are the ones I will binge watch every year, and it's Halloween Town, the franchise one. So it's like Halloween Town, Halloween Town 2, Calibar Revenge, Halloween Town High, and Halloween Town Returns. Okay. It's really bad, but it's like something that like I've been binge watching every like not December, October
yeah,
since
it's
it was like
tradition.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like I didn't do it last year. I was very upset during this time, so we're bringing it back.
Heck yeah.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, for me, I think my favorite Halloween movie would probably be like Over the Garden Wall. It's not a movie, but it's like a bunch of little TV shows put together. It's really adorable. But I really like the costumes this year as far as our TV.
Yes, I think we did great this year.
Yeah, and the voices were excellent.
It healed me.
Yeah, my favorite was I think my favorite was the Snape. Snape one.
Yes.
Yeah,
Man,
I was like,
man,
that was good.
Yeah, I hope the hipster's okay. I hope he can talk soon again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What if I like introed the show with Severus Snape from now on? Like, hey, how's it going, folks? Welcome back to TUTV.
That just sounds like you're trying to do ASMR.
Oh, that'd be good too.
We just have an ASMR.
That would be good. Oh, what if I did like ASMR for like a package, right? But I did it in like this makeup. I did it in this makeup.
I mean, like you can. Well, I feel like Hannah needs to approve it.
Can I try it now? Hey guys, today. I hate this already. I actually hate ASMR. I think it's gross. I don't know about you. Yeah.
I don't mind it. It depends on what it is. Like when people eat food.
Oh, no, that's gross. It's just people like whispering in your ear. Like, get away from me. Like that's.
Yeah, it's like, what is it, like the popping the bubbles? That's what I can get with.
That's more reasonable because it's like physical.
Yeah.
Regardless, I don't know. But thank you everyone for watching this wonderful Halloween episode.
Yeah, have a fun and safe Halloween.
Keep it spooky and keep it safe.
Yep.
More importantly. Thank you.
See you next week.
Bye.